Hello and Assalamu alaikum. My name is Gibran and today I am back again with another video where I am going to tell you how to actually increase your chances of getting admission in Germany or in other parts of the world, because mostly the tips that I'm going to give in this video kind of same and you can apply anywhere in the world. I would suggest watch this video till the end because you might find something interesting or you might find something new, and if I miss something I would suggest write in the comments because it will help other students also who are watching this video, and it's also help me because then I know something new which I didn't know before. So it's kind of like helping each other. One more thing, if you want me to make more of these kind of contents and if you wanted to promote this channel, share it, like it, subscribe it helps me a lot. Now let's get started. The first part of the video is how actually universities shortlist students. So when you first send your documents to the university, they actually first check whether your application is complete, and then they check whether your application is up to the requirement that they ask for, that they have written. Okay, application complete means that you send all the documents and all the attestation that they ask for that are there. If not, then your application will go to the separate pile that is like not complete or incomplete applications. Then afterwards, if you pass this first step, then your application goes to the whether your application is up to the requirement of that program or not. Suppose they ask for like whether you should have an IELTS band of 7 but you have an IELTS band of 6, that means your application is not complete or up to the requirement. Then it again goes, it didn't pass the second step and then goes to the incomplete application, or you can say not up to the requirement application. If your application reached that pile which is like complete and up to the requirement, then they start sorting applications in terms of region or countries, or sometimes it depends, like some universities has a quota system for some region or some country. Let's suppose I'm from Pakistan, so let's suppose they wanted to actually give admission only to 3 students from Pakistan, and suppose we get 10 applications from Pakistan. So how they were going to give admission? The application which is the best one will come on top, then the second best and the third best. What I am going to tell you in this video is like actually how to actually bring your application on top. So this is the thing, if your application is on top, you will get an admission. If your application is somewhere in the middle, it will be hard because usually they first give admission to the second, like the first 3 applications. If they are giving admission to the 3 candidates, then it goes to the 4th one, 5th one. If somebody leaves the seat, like if somebody says no, I get admission in some other university, then they will go 1 student down. Then again, if somebody else has said no, I get admission in another university, then it goes to 5th one, and then it goes. But still, usually if somebody gets admission, they take the admission. It depends on the university or the program. So this video will help you how to bring your application on top. First step is to make your resume or your CV more interesting. There are several ways to do that. First way is actually showing your work experience. Suppose you have done some internship, some workshops, or some work experience, full-time work experience that is actually kind of linked to that master's or bachelor's that you're going to pursue. Bringing your work experience is actually a plus point for you because it could be the same or something like extension of that master's program or bachelor's program that you wanted to pursue. So suppose suppose they have application that has the same profile as you but you have a work experience, then it will actually bring your application on top of that profile because he or she doesn't have that experience, but you have on-hand experience, practical experience that you can actually bring to that university. So this is a +1 for you. Second tip, extracurricular activities or co-curricular activities. During your studies, and if you're still studying, I would suggest start engaging yourself in some of those activities. During your studies, suppose you have done some volunteer work which shows your leadership skills, your management skills, or your communication skills. This is actually kind of helpful for your profile because usually the universities are not looking for the students which has high GPAs or high scores. But the thing is also these kind of things make your application more dominant. It will bring your application on top because usually the universities can take advantage of you when they wanted to arrange some event, because these kind of students are kind of free and they work voluntarily, and also they actually represent university in different platforms. So you are also, if you have done something like that, show that university that you can do that as well if you get admission. So this is also a +1 and will make your application come on top. Third tip, start taking part in competitions. Suppose you have been to one competition, and it doesn't matter if you won or not, if you're runner up or something like that, but still when you in a competition, what are you doing over there? You're actually doing the time management. You're completing the task in a certain time. You're competing with each other. This is actually tells the university that you have some time management skills, you have some competition skills, and you have kind of know how to complete the task in a certain time. So this will kind of help your application come on top. And suppose if you won that competition, that is actually a ++1 for you, because it shows that you have done something and you can do something. So I would suggest, if you've done something like that, mention that in your resume as well and in your motivational letter. Fourth tip: writing a motivational letter or a statement of purpose. What is actually motivational letter? Motivational letter is kind of the first impression that you give to the university, because this is actually you are sending yourself in 1 page or 2 pages what you can do and why you are the best candidate or the suitable candidate for that master's or bachelor's program. So I would suggest the things that I mentioned: your work experience, your extracurriculars, your competitions, everything that you can bring with you during your studies. I would suggest mention that in your motivational letter. You can try to link it with the master's or the bachelor's program that you wanted to pursue. Try to link your experience with that one, so they can see why you are the best candidate or suitable candidate for it. So I would make a separate video on how to write a motivational letter, but this is just a small tip. I would suggest write your motivational letter yourself, because somebody cannot write your motivation. You can write your motivation yourself. So you can consult a friend or somebody else that will give you a good way to express yourself, but still the first draft will be written by you. That is the best thing. I would suggest do that. That will also bring some weightage to your application. Fifth tip: recommendation letter. What is recommendation letter? Recommendation letter is a letter that is being written by someone who already knows you. It could be your boss, it could be your professor, it could be your dean of the universities, or anything like that. I would suggest ask those people who have a big name or like a impressive profile, because if somebody Google them, they should people can see, okay, this is something a person has a big name or has done a lot, and so it shows that you know somebody well, and it has also a good profile. This will also bring weightage to your profile. So I would suggest ask those people, maybe a boss of your company if he has a big name or she has a big name, and if the professor, if he has a lot of research or something like that, or has a big name in that industry, ask them to write a recommendation letter for you. That is actually going to bring weightage to your application as well. That is also a +1 for you. Sixth tip: English test exam, either IELTS or TOEFL. This is not an intelligence check exam, but still, suppose your profile matches with any other profile. The deciding factor would be the IELTS exam. Then suppose if you have an IELTS exam, IELTS test result of band is 7.5, and the other one has 7 or 6 or 6.5 or something like that, still it's less than yours. Then in that case, your application will come on top. So I would suggest go for the higher score. This will also bring weightage to your application. Seventh tip: GRE score. In Germany, usually GRE score is not necessary, it's not mandatory. Only few universities ask for it, but still, most of the universities that I know, you don't have to prepare for the GRE. But still, if you go for the GRE, it will bring weightage to your application. Suppose if you have less GPA or low GPA in your bachelor's, if you have a GRE then and have very good score, above average score, then it will bring some weightage to your application, because it could be a deciding factor for you, because GRE is something international and people understand it. People know, okay, if a person has this much GRE score, he's good. So I would suggest, if you wanted to bring weightage to your application, you can also go for GRE, but it's not mandatory, it's not required in Germany. You don't have to, but if you can, you should. Eighth tip: applying to the university. Suppose if you are an average student or if you are a low GPA student, then I would suggest at least apply to 15 to 10 universities, because it will going to increase your chances. I know each application costs a lot. If you're applying in university, if you're applying to the university which has a Unisys in Germany, I'm talking about, if they have a Unisys application process, it's also going to cost more, but still, if you increase your applications, it will also going to increase your chances of getting admission. Once you get an admission letter, then start shortlisting which one you want to go. But before applying, don't filter out universities. Apply to the universities and then filter out once you get an admission. So apply to that much university. One more thing I like to add in the last tip. Suppose if you are a low GPA student or average GPA student, then in Germany there are these universities which is called TU9. There's a list. If you wanted to apply in that universities, you can. You should go for it. But the thing is, usually the high GPA students apply there and they get admission. But if you are an average student, then you might going to waste your money because it's the admission criteria for those universities is quite high, and the competition, the amount of applications that they get from a single country is quite high. So usually at the University of TUM, the University of Munich, Technical University of Munich, they get around 100 applications or 150 applications from the same country. So getting on top of those 150 applications is actually kind of hard than getting into a university which has get like, I don't know, 20 applications or 50 applications. So don't waste your application. If you wanted to go, I would suggest go for it. But still, if you think that your application is not that impressive, then don't waste money. Then go for the other universities. You might have more chances of getting admission. Ninth tip, Fachhochschule and Universität. Okay, Fachhochschule in English means University of Applied Sciences. Universität means it's just a university. In Germany, these are the two kinds of universities. Okay, if you wanted to just do your master's and after that you wanted to go for the job or entrepreneurship, you wanted to start a startup or something like that, then Fachhochschule could be fine for you, because Fachhochschule is more practical oriented, or there's more application oriented programs, so that kind of university is also fine for you. But if you wanted to go for the PhD, or you wanted to do something or research or theoretical based, then university is the option for you. Universität is for the people who wanted to go in the research field or theoretical field. So in Germany, usually there are more applications in university than in applied sciences. So I would suggest, if you wanted to increase your chances of getting admission, then send your application in Fachhochschule, and that is also better for you because if you wanted to just work after the masters. And there is one survey that has been carried by the German Ministry or something in 2016, that the people who graduated from the University of Applied Sciences, they actually earn more than the people who graduated from the universities. I will post the source below, you will find that. 10th tip, which is the final tip of this video, if you have decided that you will come to Germany no matter what, then I would suggest go for the master's program or the bachelor's program which is taught in German. You will waste 1 year by learning German from A1 to B1 or B2 level, but still you can score admission in very good universities, and after completing your studies you can also score a good job in German, because usually the market in Germany, they're all looking for the people who can speak German. So that is the thing which will give you edge. It's not, don't consider that you're wasting 1 year. It's actually, you are actually making something good for you, because after the masters you can score a job very easily. I've seen people who have studied in Germany in English, but after that they couldn't be able to find a job, but still they struggle a lot to find a job because of their English or their less German skills. So I would suggest go for it. It will be helpful for you. So if I forget anything, write in the comments. If you like the video, press like. If you like it a lot, then share it with your friends, and also please subscribe to the channel. That will help me a lot. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.